Hello YouTube, this is the Sim Basketball Operator bringing NBA 2K14 Nuggets Association commentary. This is Game 3 of the NBA Finals, and as you can see, the Chicago Bulls came to play. That's Zach Randolph hitting the and one off the post fade, and we try to counter back. Here's Ty Lawson on the drive. Nice layup right there to cut the lead down to 9-4, but here's a defensive mistake. I don't know what Terrence Ross was doing. Derrick Rose cuts back door and gets the easy two-handed slam. And then of course there was some cheese such as this. Jimmy Butler waiting until the shot clock expires before knocking down that three in Aflalo's face right there. And then Rose attacking, drawing the double team, and somehow just muscling the shot in to go and one, and it will increase their lead to 10 after the free throw. But now we have to attack back. Joel Embiid with the drive, throwing it down with two hands and one on Andre Blatch. And now it sparks somewhat of a run here. Here's Terrence Ross with the acrobatic finish in traffic to cut the lead down to 7. So yes, if you're just tuning into the series, we do have a 2-0 series lead. We took both games in Denver pretty handedly. We actually trailed most of game 2. We were able to come back and win by 15. And so now we're in game 3. If we win this one, we pretty much have won the series. However, the Bulls are not going to let us off that easy. Here's some nice passing from us, getting Ross the wide open mid-range jumper on the baseline. And then Corey Joseph operating, finding Ryan Anderson, who gets a sliver of space in the mid-range area, and he knocks down the jumper, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game. But look at Rose manipulating the screen and roll on the turn and fade, and he knocks down the shot. And so I had to call timeout after that, but turnovers have killed us, and it shows right here. Here's Corey Joseph giving the ball away to Jimmy Butler. Rose on the break, and he throws it down. As I was saying earlier and for the previous episodes, turnovers have been a problem, and it's leading to big, easy transition buckets like that. Big momentum shifters, as you can see. Rose is hyped after that one. So to counter that, we have to come back by spreading the floor and knocking down our jumpers. Here's Gallinari getting some space on the pick and fade, and he knocks down the 3 to make it a 5-point game. And then here we're going to get a nice miss from Jimmy Butler. Noah on the rebound, but Embiid says get that out of here. We get the board. Noah's complaining about some call that wasn't there, and it's a 5-on-4 situation. We work the ball around, find Joseph on the wing, and he knocks it down to make it a 1-point game. However, the Bulls were able to maintain their lead. Here's Rose making a smart play out of the double team, finding Jimmy Butler, who had sealed off Gallinari down in the post, and he gets the easy layup to make it a 3-point game. And with the half winding down, Fareed with a great strip on Isaiah Austin. And here's Corey Joseph going down, finding Gallinari for the short mid-range jumper, and he knocks it down with 0.7 seconds left to make it a 1-point game. And so it was a little bit blown open in the early stages of this game. The Chicago Bulls had mounted quite a lead, but we were able to close the distance and make it a 1-point game going into the half. Both teams are pretty neck and neck in the scoring. However, the main difference is that the Chicago Bulls are facilitating through Derrick Rose like they always do, versus our scoring is a little bit more balanced. So as you can see, Rose is already up to 20 points. They're shooting 56% from the field. Our defense has to step up if we want a chance to win here on the road at the United Center with the Michael Jordan statue out in front of the stadium. And these are kind of the images I'd like to see continue to be implemented in later 2K games. I think they just add a lot more of an element to the game. But back to the gameplay. Here's Rose, contested jumper, he gets it, and then here they're getting a defensive rebound. Rose is pushing it, and he's gonna at the last second dump it down to Jimmy Butler, who hits the circus shot, and that all of a sudden their lead's up to 6 points. So they're trying to pull away here. Tyshawn Taylor is just gonna blow right past Ty Lawson. And then what was Ryan Anderson doing, trying to take a charge? That's an easy layup for the backup point guard out of the University of Kansas. And then here's Joseph running the break, giving it to Levine. Levine with the finish in traffic, and that cuts the lead back down to 6. So it's a 5-point game. Rose operating, and they start to run some good offense here. Here's Wesley Matthews, who didn't score in the first half, getting open right there for the mid-range jumper. And then after a turnover, they're going to work the ball around back to Matthews for a long 2. His foot was on the line, and Matthews really gave them a nice push off the bench. I believe he finished with 17 points despite not scoring in the first half. But there's Corey Joseph with a tough finish in transition, and it's a 3-point game, so we're hanging in there. The Chicago Bulls do hold the home court advantage for this game, and then 2 after that if necessary. And the crowd is just really rolling tonight. But here's Rose, what the heck, taking like 20 dribbles in the paint and then throwing up some crap for an and one. That's just 2K for you, and something that really can't be avoided. But Joel Embiid with the last second mid-range jumper to tie the game at 78. And today Embiid had another quiet but a very effective game, a very efficient game. He got a lot of the garbage buckets to go, crashing the glass, getting to the line, and look at him commanding the double team, kicking out to Terrence Ross for the 3, and Ross knocks it down. Ross was shooting the basketball very efficiently, more so than usual, and it really gave us a boost in terms of trying to crawl our way back into this game. And as you can see, the Bulls force a turnover. Here's Rose dribbling it up the court, just gonna go all the way, pull out, find Wes Matthews, who then quickly finds Zach Randolph cutting to the basket, and Zebo gets the and one. Poor positioning by Ryan Anderson. We're going to have to sharpen up our defensive transition game there. But again, great offense. Gallinari out of the stretch 4 position. Randolph can't cover him, and the Bulls are going to have to call a timeout to make some adjustments. But Joakim Noah, great strip on Ryan Anderson. No one's going to catch him, and the big man throws it down in transition. So now the Bulls have surmounted a 9-point lead due to a few defensive stops, turnovers, and some transition buckets like that. So in a game of runs like this, we need to start running good offense, freeing up Aflalo on the wing, and he knocks down the 3 to cut it down to 6. So yes, the Bulls went on a run, we go on a run, and that was pretty much the storyline of this game. Corey Joseph now in transition, feeding LeBron Nash, who gets the tough finish in traffic to cut the lead down to 2. So we have a little bit of momentum right now, but we get a near turnover, but then Ginobili scoops it up and gets the left-handed floater to go. Let's look at that one more time. A great play from the veteran who spent most of his career in San Antonio, decided to leave after his last contract and after the retirement of Tim Duncan, and now he's playing for the Chicago Bulls and starting actually, which is a little bit of a surprise. Terrence Ross, foot on the line, was really trying to pull out, but decided to just opt for the basket instead, and he knocks down the jumper. Again, a very solid game from Ross. We need to see more of this in the future. But on the very next possession, Rose working his way into the paint, gonna dribble, dump it down to Randolph, who finds Ginobili wide open, but the guy cannot hit it. So we're in transition again. We are down by 1, and who do we find? We find Corey Joseph for mid-range, and Joseph knocks it down, just hitting all the timely baskets for us in this game, providing a very nice contribution off the bench for us. And now here's Rose driving, throwing it up to Jimmy Butler for the lob, and that's just a great heads-up play right there, drawing the double team, finding his man near the basket and just throwing it up for him to finish it. So this game is going down to the wire here at the United Center, and it really could go either way because both teams have came to play here today. Here's Ty Lawson with a nice left-handed layup in traffic. He had a great game after a very abysmal and forgettable game 2, but here he's going to turn it over. Jimmy Butler on the steal is going to go all the way before being fouled at the last second by Kenneth Faried to save the layup. However, Butler would go to the line and he would knock down both free throws. And then after a quick defensive stop, here come the Bulls back again. Rose driving to the hoop, who's going to nearly lose it, give it to Noah, who quickly dumps it down to Zebo, who misses the layup but gets his own rebound. We cannot let that happen. We cannot let those second chance points come into play, especially with a team that thrives off those like the Chicago Bulls. And now we are trailing now, even though we have a 2-for-1 situation, which we're going to try to pull off here by running a quick screen play for Gallinari, our most consistent outside shooter. He pulls up for 3, but hits it short. But look, Embiid's on the rebound, get the double team, kick it out to Lawson, and we have a chance to win it right here. So here's Lawson running a pick and roll. Nice defense by the Chicago Bulls. Now we're going to run a play for Gallinari, but we nearly turn it over. Lawson getting it back. Gonna run a pick and roll with Embiid. Gonna drive to the hoop and get fouled by Derrick Rose, who had 3 fouls in the 4th quarter. That will be his 6th and final foul. and he'll be out for this game. A huge momentum shifter and a huge blow to the Bulls team, who now have to rely on Tyshawn Taylor to fill in at the point guard spot. I'm actually surprised they didn't bring in Wes Matthews and have Ginobili run the point. So Lawson will go to the line because we are in the bonus. He will knock down the first free throw to tie the game up at 104. We can take this lead and potentially clinch game 3 right here if we can get a stop later. But Lawson bricks the free throw. Jimmy Butler on the rebound, and he will call timeout. And Lawson could not have made this any harder on us going down the last seconds of this game. But with Rose having fouled out on a last second reach-in call, which led to Ty Lawson going to the line, I imagine they're going to go to either Zebo or Manu in the closing seconds of this game. But I'm going to try to steal the inbound passes, and it's a gamble that just does not pay off. Here comes Taylor, has Lawson all confused, and he hits a clutch mid-range jumper off the bench. And that steal gamble was stupid. I did not need to do that. I could have just won this game in overtime, and now we have 0.3 seconds to get a lob and potentially just a game-tying shot that will hopefully send us to overtime where we can close things out. And I'm going to try to do something I've never done before, which is call a play out of the timeout. And my play was to have a lob play for Terrence Ross to cut to the basket, have Ty Lawson throw him the pass, and for him to catch the alley-oop. But I had no idea how to confirm it. I tried hitting the start button, that didn't work. And so I just ended up just dismissing the timeout, and my play just did not register in the computer. It turns out I knew it as soon as I saw Kenneth Faried inbound the ball. He's my worst passer in the starting lineup, and I just really didn't know what to do. They went to that last second mode where they're just gonna have no play called. I tried doing a quick play, that didn't work out, and so I just take control of Joel Embiid and just cut to the basket, throw it up, and he dunks it home with point at the buzzer. And he's hyped, nearly clobbers the ref, and I couldn't believe what happened until I saw that we were going into overtime. And this is just a quick replay of what happened. I'm sorry to split this up into two episodes, but this was just too much. This play alone was just, it was amazing. Look at Embiid cutting to the top, setting up Joe Cano, then just making a rim run. Great pass by Farid. Didn't even know he could throw it, but the shot clock cheese, as some people said, was in full effect. As with Embiid with 0.3 seconds left, dunks it home at the buzzer just as it goes red and goes off. And I can just look at this over and over again. So yep, episode 40 will be the overtime of game 3. In an inspirational fashion, we were able to close things out. And this is the Sim Basketball Operator. Hope to see you guys in the overtime, which will be up in a few days. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks.